everybody. Ron Harris here with another RH Muscle Rant. No, I'm sorry, I don't do those. I just call these Ask Ron. So the topic today, it's not really a question, it's just the topic is don't be a half rep hero. Not to be confused with a jukebox hero. Half rep hero. I see so many half rep heroes now on Instagram every day. I'm not on Snapchat. I imagine there's quite a few of them there. Instagram is where you see by far the most of these. It's guys and girls using way too much weight that they can't get full reps with, so they do little half reps. And then they post about how much weight they lifted. You see this most often on the squat and the leg press for some reason. They'll do these little half rep squats going about halfway down and say, new PR, I got 365 or 405 for 6 to 8 reps. Or they'll load up the leg press. New PR, 1,000 pounds for 10 reps or whatever. And, they're going down, they're not going down very far. As far as I'm concerned, none of those reps count. I'm not going to post on their comment section because I'm going to be considered a hater if I do that. And you'll notice that women in particular never get called out for their half rep antics on the squat and the leg press. Because I think people consider the women trying to empower themselves by using more and more weight, which is great. I love women lifting weights. I think all women should lift weights and get strong and jacked. But they're not. You guys aren't doing them any favors by telling them what a great job they're doing with these little half reps going halfway down on the squat, halfway down on the leg press. You'll notice men will almost never, ever call out attractive women. They'll never say anything that might upset an attractive woman. It's always very complimentary, kissing their ass, because in the recesses of these guys' minds, there's some chance they want to bang these girls, and there's some slight chance in their mind, I might be able to bang this girl somehow, some way. So I'm going to be nice to her. I'm going to say, great job. But here's the thing. Why are you in the gym? Why are you training? If your main purpose going to the gym is just to be able to post on social media and get a lot of praise and get a lot of pats on the back, get more followers, get more likes, views on your videos, keep doing what you're doing. That's fine. Because people do see lots of plates and they go, wow. A lot of people have no idea that range of motion matters. The average person could see someone squatting, doing a half rep or doing a full rep, and they wouldn't know the difference. They wouldn't understand that it's much harder to go all the way down with the weight. So they're not gonna say anything out of ignorance. And like I said, most guys won't say anything to women, especially because they don't want to ruin their 1 in a million chance that they might be able to have sex with this woman someday. But if you are in the gym to improve your body, to build more muscle mass, you do need to use a full range of motion. There are times and places for partial reps, absolutely. But a lot of people I see don't ever do any full reps. It's all partial reps, especially on those two things for some reason, the leg press and the squat. And it's because it's very hard to do full reps with a lot of weight on the squat. And my full reps, I mean, at least parallel. So your femur bone is going to at least parallel. I go below that. Not everybody can. Not everybody's structure will permit that. But for the most part, you need to go to at least parallel to have full range of motion and get a full rep and get full development of the muscle. If you're not, you're shortchanging yourself. And if the reason that you're going heavier is just because you want to go heavier and impress people, that's the wrong reason. And you're going to pay for it by not having the development that you want to have. I don't see it as much on things like the bench press or whatever, because people realize little jerky half reps don't do much for your chest. And anyone that's ever watched powerlifting knows that in that sport, competitive powerlifting, you have to touch your chest, and you can't even lift the weight until they tell you to lift it. And that's with nobody near the bar. They're there if you get crushed, they'll get it off you, but there's nobody helping you in powerlifting. Different story in the gyms where everyone's doing their wannabe big heavy sets, and it's like people ask me, how much have you been? What's the most you ever benched? And I honestly don't know, because I did do 405 for 8 or 10 reps once back around 1997, my first year on gear, where I just blew up and got super strong, and my joints were still very young and healthy at that time. But did I really get 405 for 8 to 10? No. Somebody was spotting me, and I don't know how much they were helping me. They might have been helping, applying 10 pounds of upward pressure, might have been 100 pounds of upward pressure. I have no idea. So I have no answer for that. And anybody that's got a spotter helping them all the time, lifting part of the weight, you don't know how much weight you lifted because the spotter is lifting some of it, and it's impossible to say how much. Full range of motion. So if you're doing a leg press or a squat, femur has to go parallel to the ground on squats. On the leg press, you need to go low enough so that your femur is parallel to the platform of the leg press. Most of you use the standard 45-degree leg press. Some of you are lucky enough to still have vertical leg presses. There's not a lot of them left. They've kind of gone the way of the dinosaur in most gyms. But you want to go to parallel. Full range of motion gives you the full development of the muscle, and that goes for everything. You know, curls, you wouldn't just sit there and do little jerky curls. You lower it all the way down, I hope, and go all the way up. Tricep extensions, all different exercises you know well enough to use a full range of motion. For some reason, that all goes out the window on certain exercises, particularly leg press and squat. While we're on the subject of half rep heroes, I want to mention a guy that some of you people who were reading the magazines in the late 80s and through the 90s might remember. He was an older guy, the late Sri Chinmoy, Srichinmoy, if you want to Google him. He was a spiritual leader from India, had a huge following of people. A lot of celebrities would listen to him, and you know, he probably taught like peace, love, and I don't really know what he was all about. I don't pretend to. But what I knew him was, the reason I knew who he was, because in the magazines they would put pictures up, especially Muscle Mag was really a regular, it would be a regular thing. You'd see his latest feats of strength. He would have these elaborate contraptions built so that he could do all kinds of weight and just move it like, you know, a half an inch or something. Huge things he would have welded together so he could do a calf raise with like 4,000 pounds. Or he used to have these platforms where he'd get under and where people would be on top of the platforms, and he had celebrities. I was looking at this. I didn't realize people like Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Ali, Sting, Eddie Murphy, Yoko Ono, Richard Gere, even an elephant one time, it was a baby elephant, would get on these platforms, and he would get under the harness and kind of like move a little bit, and everybody would cheer, and he would, you know, his followers would say, "This is a new world record. This guy just lifted 10,000 pounds or whatever it was." And, you know, he was barely lifting it. All of you out there are capable of lifting a lot more weight for a tiny range of motion than you are a full range of motion. Everybody can load up a leg press. Anybody that's been training a couple of years can load up a leg press with tons of plates and just kind of, you know, little reps like this, a couple inches, a few inches. Maybe you go halfway down if you're really adventurous. It's much harder to go all the way down and all the way back. It's much harder. Squats, same thing. You've seen all these YouTube videos, I'm sure, with guys. Kind of looks like they're having a little convulsion. They're barely moving the bar. It's loaded up with all kind of weight. Look at the legs on most of these guys. If you can see their legs, they have like chicken legs. It's because they're doing nothing to stimulate the muscle. Muscles need to be worked through a full range of motion. They need to be worked with intensity. You know, good form, feel the muscle working. That's how you get a good physique. You don't get it by loading up way more weight than you can use and either having a spotter do it for you or just barely moving it. Use a full range of motion. Don't be a half rep hero. Unless all you care about, like I said, is followers, likes, and views on social media. And, you know, if you like your ego stroked and people telling you how strong you are, keep doing what you're doing. If you're training and you're in the gym to build a better body, to build a better physique, to make those muscles grow, that's why I go to the gym. That's why I've been going to the gym for 35 years. Full range of motion. Go all the way down, all the way up. That being said, I'm gonna clarify that. I'm gonna quantify that. You don't always want to lock out fully on some things if it's gonna irritate your elbows. You don't want to lock out your knees on heavy leg presses or squats. You come up all the way, but there should be an imperceptible, very slight bend still in your knees so that all that force isn't transferred to the connective tissues around your patella. You don't want that. So aside from that, full range of motion is the way to go. Thanks for watching and listening. Appreciate it very much. Check out the Muscular Development YouTube videos. We have a great new series called Global Muscle Radio, which is also a podcast you can get on Pandora, iTunes, and SoundCloud. It's put together by Giles Thomas, Chris Clark, and our good buddy AJ over there in the UK. They do a great job over there. Please give them a watch or a listen, and appreciate you guys watching and listening to this. Talk to you next time.